Welcome to Strange Tales from Outer Space!
Wait, who was that?
I'm your host, Doc. I'm
Oh.
totally Doc.
Right.
Not Clover with a drawn-on beard.
Yeah.
The resemblance is uncanny, I
know. Welcome, everyone. If you couldn't tell, our co-host has been replaced by Clover this week. We do have... who looks surprisingly a lot like him right now.
This is partially Krug's fault. He encouraged this idea.
No, hold on. Don't throw me under the bus like that. You said in our chat group, you said, should I draw a beard on my face? All I did was say, yes, 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 yes,
and I am a victim of peer pressure.
Good. As long as you understand that it's your fault. That's fine.
All right.
So
I accept responsibility for my actions.
So those of you who are listening to the podcast version, Clover currently has a drawn-on beard and a black hat, and it's just awkward. Anyways, so welcome.
Estrogen for the win.
Welcome everyone, and for anyone else that just heard Old Man Blue, we also have a guest star this week, so it is jam-packed with a whole bunch of new people, except for Clover's been on here before. We're gonna start as usual and do the roundabouts. Krug, why don't you start us off? How was your week this week?
My week was good. I did a bunch of PvP during the week, not so much during the weekend because I had a lot of work to do, and I've been having this horrible headache all week, so that's kind of been preventing me from staring at a computer screen. I did come up with some Doc-related puns since Doc isn't here that I'd like to share with everybody. Excuse me. It looks like Doc won't be docking with us this time around. That's the worst one.
Nope.
Okay, don't by that one. And I saw Old Man Blue cover his mouth. You're a dirty old man. It looks like today the doctor isn't in. I like that one the most. And then the last one is a podcast today keeps the doc away.
You're banned.
Get it?
You are banned.
It's like an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but
Clover, how was your week?
I like
my week's been pretty good. I've had some chronic health issues that have finally gotten better. Apparently, anxiety really sucks, and it can mess up your whole body.
I heard that you gain facial hair with anxiety. Is that true?
That is not a side effect of anxiety or of the medication I am now taking from it. But hey, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and lots of people who play games have various anxiety, depression, and what have you. And pro tip, if you feel like crap all the time, you should go see a doctor, because medicine can make that better, or therapy, or all sorts
Disclaimer, doctor, not doc.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doctor, not doc. Not me, not the real doc.
We do not give medical advice.
But, if you feel like crap, going to a doctor, it's generally good advice, usually.
Old Man Blue, how was your week this week?
It sucked. I'm right there with my brother, man. I had some really bad headaches most of this week, so I didn't get a lot of streaming in, and it's that tumor. It was just giving me a lot of trouble, but I'm feeling much better today, so I'm glad I was able to make the show. I'm
glad you joined us, and then I'll go last. I played a ton of WildStar this week, and I managed to get purple PvP gear, which I'm super excited about having. I guess since I kind of finished...
Look at me, I'm special.
Since I finished all the PvP stuff, I guess I'm stuck raiding. Ugh. Anyways...
I heard a rumor that you saw some early drop 6 content known as Daggerstone Pass.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
What? That never happened.
It was the weirdest thing ever. Daggerstone never drops. For anyone that isn't familiar to the PvP world, Daggerstone Pass is a 15v15 battleground that you are allowed to wear mounts on. You move bombs around. There was an awesome video. You should go watch it. It never pops. And it popped twice in a row this week, and it was absurd. It was crazy.
So the joke is it's drop 6 content because people that joined during drop 5 don't realize what it is. They're like, what is this? Did this come out with this drop? Or like, is this something they let leak? No, it's just content that never happens.
Okay, so I guess that leads us into the strange tales of this week. Doc's replacement, why don't you sing us into that?
Sing us into it.
Yeah, I want you to do the Doc thing.
See, you know that, right? You gotta.
Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta. You're Doc, so you have to go. This week's strange tales of the week.
Because the intro was not enough for you. All right. Strange tales for this week.
Better than Doc does it already.
Yep. So the first strange tale of this week is NC South goes down for maintenance for 17 hours across
The longest maintenance ever.
Right?
well, sort of, because as old
For who?
Old Man Blue can tell you, it didn't go down like at all for him. It was like what, 5 minutes maybe for you?
If even that. I mean, it was like a blip and it was gone, and everybody was getting back in. But there were so many people that didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was like, come on, guys, just give it a
So
go.
wait, they didn't take the servers down for 17
No.
hours? Because I didn't play that day because I thought the servers were down.
Well, that and you were at
So-
work / asleep that entire time.
Oh, you at work.
Because they did go down very, I think it was maybe 3 a.m. Eastern, so for a good portion of that time, people were asleep. And I think it was an estimated 17 hours for whatever,
Yeah, because, normal people sleep at 3 a.m.
typically.
Usually.
and abnormal people.
But there wasn't really a release of what exactly they were doing. It was just kind of Carbine was doing some maintenance. Actually, NCSoft was doing maintenance
NCSoft, hardware
across.
maintenance.
Yeah, hardware maintenance across all of them. I don't know if they started with WildStar and got done first, or if they came across issues in the other ones. I don't know what the deal was, but it didn't end. It didn't end up being as big of an impact as we all thought it would be. So guess what?
Well, it didn't end up needing to be that big of an impact. I'm sure a lot of people were like me and just stayed out because they thought it was going to be down.
Though it would have been nice if somebody at WildStar would have gone onto Twitter and said, hey, guys, guess what?
Absolutely, yeah. Going, hey, we're down. Hey, we're live. I mean, I didn't see those tweets, but yeah.
Sure.
I'm surprised, because
It was
usually
nice.
the official account is, right on top of those things.
Yeah, it was nice, though. I mean, able to go into StarCom and not have to fight other people for kills. So,
Oh, yes, and Mr. Shackleberry does point out it may be 3 a.m. for us in the middle of the night, but it does not mean that it's 3 a.m. or in the middle of the night for the UK. So,
Yes, our
true.
European brethren.
yes.
It's true.
So the next one for the day, or the next strange tale of this week, is that NCSoft's Q2 numbers came out. I hate talking about the quarterly numbers. I hate talking about the quarterly numbers. But it is a news thing, and it does involve WildStar, so we're going to talk about them. So roughly estimated numbers for how much money they're making per user spends about $15 a month, plus you're looking at users here and there that are buying boxes very rarely. We're averaging, let's just imply
And
that-
cred. Can't forget the cred.
and cred and all of that. We're averaging, let's say, $20 per user. If you take the total dollar value that they made divided by $20, you're looking at an average of 40,000 active subscribers for that entire time, which is technically lower than the previous quarter. There you go. Hey, I said it. There you go. Anyone have anything else to say about it? Because to me,
Sure.
it's just...
So, the recent Mystery Box promo isn't included in that quarterly report, but I don't really see how that would have helped the numbers thing, because I have a feeling the Mystery Box promo was mostly purchased by people that already subscribe.
And
So I
that
don't
doesn't
think-
that the quarterly numbers doesn't matter whether it's box sales or subscription. It's just kind of dollar figures.
it's just an estimate at best.
Right, but
Yeah.
what
You
I'm
don't-
saying
you
is...
don't know until the final of third quarter or even at the end of your report until the final numbers come in.
Yes.
'Cause you still have retailers that still haven't reported their stuff in. And there is no federal regulations or guidelines that force them to have those quarterly reports be accurate until the end of report. You know, in
So,
the
and
report. So
the only thing I'm trying to say is that, okay, so let's say we get to the next report, which will include all the revenue they made from the mystery box promo. I have a feeling that won't legitimately impact subscriber count, because I feel like most of that revenue was made from people who already play the game, like people
Possibly.
like you
I
and
mean-
me who
Agreed.
bought
Agreed.
multiple boxes and are like, oh yeah, I want to get these items, as opposed to the one or two like people that were like, oh, look at this box, it has some. Yep.
I got 2 on my shelf.
We're dropping them all over, just making it rain. We have to like ship them all to one person and make a video of like us in a bathtub with a bunch of wild star boxes like rolling around.
Send
So
them to
there's
me.
that.
I will do
I
it.
don't want to see Indigo in the bathtub. I don't. There are
Volunteer
some things I just
tribute.
can't wash away.
I was trying to be productive and move on. You're not letting me. So it looks like almost every game under NCSoft's umbrella, except for Blade and Soul and Guild Wars 2, lost revenue, which is
And-
interesting.
And Guild Wars 2 only had a slight increase, and a lot of people are suspecting that it's due to the possibility of the expansion.
Gotcha.
cares?
Expansion hype.
Yeah, because they were all about that at PAX East. There was a huge thing for their.
Old Man Blue's like, don't care,
right.
not Wildstar, done, next.
Do you want to talk about this sourceless thing that was put on here? What is this? Okay, I'm just going to read it and say that we don't have a source for this, but it was
blame
put on
Doc.
here. Yeah, Doc put this on here.
Speculation.
So Doc says Korean business insiders say that this looks like the lowest point that it's going to hit, hints at a positive outlook for Q3. And then a little note from him that we usually don't read out loud. I can't find the damn source. I had it and I lost it. If you guys can't find it, mention this point. If not, you could mention is but source is lost at ATM. Sorry. Doc isn't really that good at writing. So
Art major.
Inside information about businesses, retailers, businesses in general. Second quarter always sucks. Just
Fair
because
enough.
think about it. First quarter is going to show the end of the year reports for going through the holidays for those sales. Second quarter is going to show the lull that is always in retail come the January after holiday sales, when everything's like dead. So you think about when are all the layoffs? They're always in the end of the first quarter and in the second quarter. Everything sucks then. So second quarter always going to show negatives, and it's going to be the lowest because it can only go up.
So for our listeners who are not financial analysts, when they say this is the quarter 2 report, they're referring to the period of time that was actually quarter 1, which would have been January through March, right? Or is there like a different calendar block?
Yeah, sorta, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's close enough.
And to answer Little Luna, who's in chat saying, I just don't get it. There seems to be more players than I've ever seen for months. And that could be a couple of things. One, the current time we're looking at is technically quarter 3. The other thing is that it could be active players and not just people that are subscribed. So there are subscribers. There could be 40,000 subscribers or active subscribers. That means they're paying monthly. And those people could actually now be playing in-game because of the drops that have been happening and the overall increase of quality in the game. More people could actually be coming into game and actually playing longer and more actively, if that makes any more sense.
Well, keep in mind, you got your 10-day trial, and then also people that are purchasing the hard copies and digital copies of the game, they're getting the 30 days free on there. So sub revenue doesn't show up until after that 30 days is ended, until
Right.
it's been renewed.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got about 40 days there. You're not going to see anything on the numbers move. And, they're like, well, but we're selling digital copies, we're selling hard copies. Again, that's retailer side. You're not going to see that until the end of the year.
Yeah. So are we good to move off of quarter 2 numbers? Because, again...
You don't like
The
talking
joys
about
of
it.
being
Numbers are
part of
hard.
a publicly traded company that have nothing to do with gameplay whatsoever.
So we feel like we've done enough on this, I think, as a group. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them during post-show, and we can go back in and talk about it if
absolutely.
you guys want. Because
Yeah.
it's definitely a huge topic. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
moving on.
And we talk about it every quarter once the numbers come out, and it's
Yeah.
just, it's all
I'm
speculative.
just glad Doc's not here.
me too.
It's all speculation from us when we read all of this information. We just have to guess what the manufacturer is using these numbers for, and we're only getting about, I want to say, less than an eighth of the real information by looking at these numbers. And our speculation on this is pure horse malarkey.
Also, I'm just saying, IT, sales, art, religion, and streaming. Those are our specialities. So we have no business backgrounds between us. So that kind of doesn't help either. But then again, not a lot of people do.
So the next topic is a very interesting one, and Old Man Blue is playing perfect music for it, which is the interesting Reddit leak. We're all gonna just do this now.
This really quick. Yep. Okay.
Came prepared for this.
All right, I'm ready.
Are we ready?
Yep. All right. So there was a Reddit leak that happened this week where how do you say it? Someone came online pretending to be a Carbine employee. They supplied a W-2 and images that they say, hey, this is proof that I'm a Carbine employee, and are posting that WildStar will be going free to play in August.
Wow, have we heard that before?
No? Oh, yeah, we have.
September?
It's not like we hear it every other week.
Or, yeah, exactly.
From somebody.
Every day somebody comes into chat and goes, I heard this game's going free to play. No.
Yeah, it's...
I'm just going to point something out really quick. And this is just a personal note. It doesn't really have much to do with the game. If this actually turns out to be a legitimate WildStar employee legitimately leaking something as large as the game's going free to play in August, and all this turns out to be legitimate, the industry I work in, the industry Indigo works in, requires us to sign NDAs on a regular basis. Like, I think I signed my first NDA when I was like 18 or young, and it's a big responsibility. I don't know why, but it annoys me to no end that somebody did this. Like, it's infuriating to me that someone's just blatantly like, I don't care. Nah, I'm just going to tell everybody whatever I want. I hate it. I really hate it. It really irks me that somebody did this. It really bothers me a lot. It really does. Really, really does.
Yeah, honestly, if this was an actual employee doing this, again, not saying it is or it isn't, I hope that person gets caught and it gets fired. Just saying.
Well, and that was the thing. If you go to that Reddit post, it shows right up there at the top, not trustworthy source.
Yes.
And who put that on there? WildStar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the next little piece is this lovely post, which is, and I quote, actually, it's probably a Reddit administrator reporting him to Reddit admin for ban bypassing, and they shadow banned him. So anyone who doesn't know what shadow banning is it's not just that username gets banned, but anyone from that IP actually gets banned. So if they try to create a username with that IP address, guess what, guys? Sorry, no Charlie.
Yeah.
If you had this information and you were still actually at Carbine, what is your motivation to post it on freaking Reddit? Do you need the karma that badly? Do you have nothing else fulfilling in your life?
Well, see, and that's the interesting thing, because going on something there that Rambo up there was talking about. I don't know.
We have Space Pope, Rambo, and me with two hats.
And the flying nun here.
Oh, poor chat. I apologize to chat because they are just horribly confused.
Somebody in chat just said, so second person equals girl, right?
I'm confused.
Yes. The second person is Clover.
Yes.
Just to dispel any rumors, yes, I am in fact a lady. I'm just really good with makeup.
So, but going back on something that he touched on there, the NDA. Okay, now when you're in a business, the NDA is considerably different, and it's definitely law binding, even if you're no longer employed there. So if this person, in fact, had been an employee of WildStar, which for everybody that's listening, that is not the case. But if he had been an employee of WildStar, he would not only no longer be an employee of WildStar, but in turn, he would be going before a judge because he'd be getting the hell suit out of him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, if that was my
that's-
business, I would put him under. Just
Oh, man.
all your money are
You
belongs.
wouldn't be breathing by the time I was done with you.
Well, that's a threat. So we don't have to go there.
I mean, because you're out of breath from me.
oh, because you're going to be yelling so loud, like, "Oh, please spare my money!" Right? Is that?
Something like that. Your headband's on too tight.
Yeah. I know. So is this? Sorry, is this good? Are we? Is this? Are we,
Xena.
Go for the
Xena
illegitimate
the
look
space
just right
princess.
across your eyes.
Space Xena.
yeah. So, I mean, do you guys have any other opinions about whether or not this is like legitimate? About what it means for the game? Do you think it's going to affect the game, even if it's not legitimate? Like, where's it taking us?
I don't think it's legitimate. I honestly, in the long run, I don't see it affecting the outcome of this game at all. This game's only got one way to go, and that's up. And some things we're going to talk about in a little bit will just show that.
Yeah.
You know, that there's only been one element missing from WildStar since beta, and that's about to be remedied.
Yep. So we'll move on to the next little tidbit, which is where is it? Ah, yes, my favorite little thing, which is someone found out that WildStar is going on to Steam,
Yes.
which is awesome in my opinion. And
Taking off
yes,
the hat because that is not a conspiracy.
Yeah, we're done with conspiracy theories now.
the
No more
space-
tinfoil hats.
Space Pope is no longer here.
Thank you for joining us on our tinfoil hat segment. We're now moving on.
Should make that a real segment, though.
Oh, you should. You can do so much with that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys want any more great ideas? I'm
Yeah,
got a
full
whole trove
credit
of
to Blue
costumes
for
here.
that
I
one.
could just throw all kinds of stuff out there.
So there's a couple things we have to talk about this. There has been multiple Steam sub names that have been posted on Steam. There's a Steam sub 68224 and a 68223, I believe. Both of them with it has a little user code, and if you're not familiar with Steam's lingo, you have to kind of like search other games that are currently out there. Now they're it's really funny because everyone's just viewing one small thing, which is if you scroll down here, there is a free on demand option, which is under the build type. Now, there are a tremendous amount of people freaking out about that. They're going, oh, look, see, even further proof that this game is going free to play. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. We are not saying whether the game should go free to play or shouldn't go free to play, and we're not trying to say that the game is or isn't going that direction. We're just bringing you guys the information that we have gathered and just our general opinions about that. So, Old Man Blue, I know you had some very strong opinions about this. Why don't you start us off?
Well, with it going to Steam, definitely. Well, the two models that are listed on Steam, actually, it's just one model, and then it's got the attachment to it. One is people are getting very confused by what it says there, and let me pull it up here real quick so that way I don't misquote. It says free on demand, and this is the billing type. This is under a single purchase license type that is subbed under the actual subscription license. So what that is referring to is the 10-day free trial that the game is going to have. Then if you actually purchase it, you'll be purchasing it through Steam like you would any other game, but you're still going to have to go to wildstar-online.com or .eu, I believe it is, and set up your account through them, and you're going to have your recurring subscription fees. So that the 224 is the legitimate one for right now, but kind of backtracking there a little bit, it's not 100% legitimate until we hear an official announcement from Carbine themselves. But that's what's on Steam right now. If that's what you're asking. Unless you're asking my opinion on how to play.
I want your opinion about, one, it being on Steam, two, what your thoughts are about the multiple Steam sub versions that are on there, all of that stuff.
It's early.
Yeah.
They're just, what they're doing is they're queuing up the information onto Steam. So it's going to take up several slots until they get everything finalized down to it. So the fact that people have access to this information, I think is complete, blarney. We should not, allow the community to get that, because this is exactly what it causes: mass confusion. We saw this with what was it? Was it Eve that did the same thing? And there was a lot of confusion on that one too. And no, I think people just need to slow the roll and just wait for Carbine to make an official announcement, and we go from that.
Okay. Clover, do you have any opinions about it?
Free to play or not, if it is actually going to go on Steam, that's going to put it in front of so many more eyeballs, because as we know, the ad campaign for WildStar has been heavily word of mouth based, so a lot of people don't actually know it exists, or if you ask them about it, they're like, oh yeah, that's WoW in space, right? And it's like, well, yes, but not really. Let me tell you about all these other things you can do. And yeah, hey, Carbine advertising team, please talk about housing and action combat, because those are your two great things that nobody else has. So hype it up.
Yep, please.
But yeah, so and if people see it on Steam and be like, oh, this is free for 10 days, yeah, I'll download it and check it out, because how many impulse purchases or free downloads have we all made on Steam?
That's what Steam's good for. I seriously have thousands of dollars of games in my Steam inbox that I haven't even played. This is a 10-day free trial of something that, I mean, if they, sell it correctly on Steam, can attract so many people.
Trading cards now pay for your account?
No.
Don't go there.
No.
Don't go there.
No. You stop that. You stop that right now. No trading cards. Stupidest thing
I
ever made.
want a Chua trading card. I will pay 18 cents for anyone who wants to give me a Chua.
It's like, seriously, at Valve, they were like, man, hats and Team Fortress 2 are really popular. How can we bring that into every other thing ever? Oh, let's just put it into Steam. Let's just do that. Let's do that. That'll be great.
No, I agree. It going on to Steam it's genius, because we see what's happening with the Steam community. I mean, I would venture to say that 9 out of 10 mainstream gamers have a Steam account. They have at least one, probably at least 2 games off of Steam, anywhere from it being free to 99 cents and up. So, and my God, the number of people that will see it. Yeah. Hello. I mean, how many people have you seen come into your shows? And I mean, I'm sure even, our listeners will agree that that have been in, Twitch channels watching, live gameplay of WildStar. How many people have come in and said, what is this game? I've never heard of it.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Steam will fix that.
And you've lowered the barrier to entry, because they can immediately pop in for free, try it out, and if they like it, jump on in, and if not, hey, that's all right.
Yeah, but what's your credit card number? Here's 10 days. Here, just download the damn thing. We don't care who you are.
And they can get it immediately instead of having to go through a link in a Twitch chat or something else. Because the more steps you put from seeing it to actually downloading it, the more likely someone is going to be lazy and be like, oh, maybe later.
Yeah.
But Steam will put it in your face.
Yep.
I'm super excited about it. I mean, I actually got a request to give a survey for another Steam-esque product that I'm not going to name, and they're like, oh, what's your opinion about our service? I was like, go to Steam, just take your shit and put it on Steam, because you keep showing me the same 3 games over and over again, and I don't care. Please go away. Put your shit on Steam.
That's funny. So I don't think we have any information about when this is going to be happening.
No,
but
we do not.
I'm excited to see it happen, so hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm impatient and curious.
It would be an interesting 1-year anniversary announcement.
It's true. It's very true.
Speculation. Disclaimer.
Yes.
Now,
Very speculation.
that brings up a very important point, too. Here comes the tinfoil. The brainwaves. Anyways, it brings up a really good point. Keep in mind, this game is just coming up on its 1-year mark.
Yep.
We're not going to mention other games, but one of the biggest MMOs out there right now, their first year, well, hell, their first 2 weeks out of the box The game was completely unplayable. It took them a year before people could actually get a stable connection to the game. It took them 3 total years to make a completely stable platform where you didn't have to completely walk away from the game for 24 to 48 hours on patch days. But then they had major backers. They had tons of advertisement. They had revenue coming in out of their ears. Again, there wasn't a whole lot of competition back then on the large MMO scale. I mean, they had Dark Age of Camelot, amazing game. I said I wasn't going to mention other games, but sorry.
Whatever.
We're not naming names or anything,
Yeah,
except
right.
that one.
WildStar for Dark Age of Camelot at this point.
Yeah, but and that game turned out fine. Of course, they had a lot of backing. Now we're in a whole nother time. This is a different type of environment for MMOs. But it's 1 year, and it's way too early to say the game's going to go buy to play, the game's going to go free to play. We can't make those kind of projections just yet because that is the fastest way to kill an MMO. If they were to sit here and change their build right now, it would devastate them. It would totally destroy them. They have to stay subscription. And there's no reason why they shouldn't, especially with them getting ready to go onto Steam. This is going to open up a whole nother world for them, going to bring in tons of new people. I mean, look at what the mystery box did.
Oh, yeah.
That alone should be a huge indication, because I'm not just saying the mystery box, I'm talking about the 10-day free trial that came along. Mm-hmm. That has generated so many people. I mean, my first day back to streaming with the 10-day promo I put up, I brought in 5 new subscribers, not free-to-play people, 5 new subscribers during that one show, that one 6-hour show. Actually, I think I only streamed for 4 hours that day.
And those are just the people that told you they subscribed.
Yeah, and those were people, they'd never even seen the game before. So they were like, oh my God, this game looks awesome. I'm going to play it. One's a good buddy of mine, Kai. He jumped right into the game. So
we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to it because you know what? We all agree that Carbine and NCSoft's advertisement for the games are extremely lackluster. I said it last week, but their release for Drop 5 to me was very, very lackluster. But you know what? Maybe this will change things, it being on Steam. But on that, we will move on to the next strange tale. Moving from the tinfoil hat and conspiracy theory world, we are going to move more into the community aspect. This is something that I found, which was really, really cute, which is a WildStar birthday cake, or a birth anniversary cake, which...
Isn't a birth of, aren't those the same?
I don't know,
same?
because I don't know if this was for an anniversary for the game, because then it's not really a birthday because it's not a living thing. It's more of an anniversary.
I believe the context was it was their wedding anniversary, and one of them had their birthday within the same week.
Words are hard for 12-year-olds. Remember. You knew I was going to get one in.
I knew you were. And did you see? I wasn't mad. I wasn't nothing. I just knew it. I think this is really awesome. I really, really like it. I can't tell. Okay, we've got a Dominion. Do you think that's a Cassian or a human?
I'm assuming Cassian because it's a cooler hairstyle.
So, speaking of one birthday anniversary to another, we move on to Black Dagger is having their birthday bash coming up on May 23rd. Our very own Chestnut actually sent us multiple messages begging us, please pimp this out. And so we are. We're absolutely going to do it. So go on to, I believe Moose has sent out the forum links. It's got all of the information of the event, the plot that you guys can be on. I've been to a few Black Dagger Society events, and I have had a blast every single time.
And
that
got
I've gone.
carded.
Yeah, it's weird because I had to card them with my Mordash, which is just an awkward thing because they can't really grow facial hair anyways. But that's a different story.
Not with that attitude.
You can get anything you want with a marker. But yeah, Black Dagger Society events are seriously some of the best put together things.
shame.
Like, I've never been to a Black Dagger Society event and thought like, man, they didn't spend enough time thinking this through. Like, it's always been like, oh yeah, and then we go to the next thing, and then we go to the next thing, and now we're doing this thing. It's just, there's always something to do. It's really fun.
You should hear
and
their
they're all
chat.
really funny
It's
people
been
to talk to.
nonstop.
What?
Their chat has been nonstop. You turn into TeamSpeak every day.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's like
And if you can, I'm gonna put someone on the spot. They have a member named Iron Ore who's like the funniest person I've ever met in a game. He's the funniest dude. Like if he's there, you should just talk to him because that guy just makes me laugh so much. It's so much. I like it.
his voice.
In my
is-
experience, roleplay guilds always have their shit together.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Yes. So, yeah, hit that up. The next little thing is more of a humorous thing than ever. Moose actually sent this to us, which is a little conga lion with. God, I hate those cats.
Snarflinx is love. Snarflinx is life.
Yeah.
I just purposely didn't look at this until just now.
Yeah, this is Mini
Stand
Stabber.
scene. What
She
is this?
awesome.
I
What are
want
you
to
doing?
hug who was ever in charge of animating that beautiful, majestic creature. You outdid yourself.
Why is it playing Itsy Bitsy Spider in the background? What is it doing?
I
Okay.
literally lost brain cells watching this show.
Right? That
Yeah.
was just okay, guys. You can stop with the Snarflinks now.
So I'm going to go slightly out of order because there was some added notes at the end, and we will go back to our original plan. But the next thing we're going to talk about is Honor Buddy. So we're going to talk about that 10-year-old game again. We're going to talk about WoW. So just recently, we just had WoW just had 100,000 players booted off for 3 months on their servers. Again, this used to be a perma ban, and Old Man Blue's making a suggestion that maybe that permit ban dropping from permit to 3 months was actually due to their recent number drops. Again, 7.1 million players. I would still take that money. Just throwing that one out there.
Right?
So the reason we bring up Honor Buddy is an add-on that you could play in WoW that would basically queue you for Battlegrounds and then run your character just around, swing a sword every once in a while, just over and over again. And it was bad. It was really, really bad. And there were some YouTube videos out there of people where they were the only person in a battleground that wasn't botting. You could watch every single other player just going
Awesome.
back. It's bad. Well, the reason why this means absolutely anything to us is because they're actually making suggestions on their website that they're going to move over to WildStar. Opinions, thoughts, guys?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah. I think, remember way back in the day when we had the mining node problems where people teleport to mining nodes, tag them, and then teleport away. That was a problem for quite a while, but I think the
all
resolution that they
resources.
came up with it, for it was
Whatever
was
Cougar and his
good.
team did squash that.
Yeah, that disappeared. Like, it's not a problem anymore. And I mean, it
No,
was
not at
a
all.
huge problem when it was a problem. It was super annoying, but then it just went away.
In 6 hours.
I was just like, okay, I guess we're done with this now. Moving on. And I mean, whatever they did worked really well. I'm excited to see them destroy this problem as well. And that would probably also remove some people from the community that we don't necessarily want as a part of the community. The people that are willing to cheat like that and just be annoying little prats. So here's what I have to say about it. If you find it interesting that somebody's going to make an add-on for WildStar, and they end up actually making this add-on for WildStar that allows you to automatically queue for Battlegrounds and then play in them in order to farm resources, please download it so that you can get banned. That is my 2 cents.
Enjoy
agree.
your ban.
Enjoy your ban. Lol, 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 lol. Or you're wasting money, whatever. I don't know.
I shouldn't be surprised that these are still a thing, but Sometimes I am. Like, these
There's
aren't the same
entire
people who
businesses.
developed Glider, is it? I remember that being a huge problem.
Glider?
Yeah, back in WoW, okay, one of my roommates got banned for using it about a week after I told him, if you use that, you're going to get banned, right? And he was very
Was it the same
surprised that
thing,
it
like
happened.
auto queuing and moving people around?
It was not specifically for PvP. Glider basically just put your character on autopilot, so you'd essentially park yourself in Winter Spring and go around killing yetis and owls to grind experience or what have you. That's what he was doing with it. So I think it was just for PvE leveling and killing crap. So he would go to class and set his character up and then come back and was surprised he got banned.
Nope. That's read that TOS though. It's really important to read that TOS though.
See, what you should do is take like a small weighted device and put it on your keyboard and set yourself up outside a graveyard. Guys, what could go wrong with this?
I thought the TOS was to see how fast you could press next.
I agree.
No, the reason the text is there is you have to be able to press next before the text loads. That's the whole point of the thing. It's the that's
Man,
the
I knew I've
challenge.
been doing it wrong.
Anyone else hate it when they add that extra challenge when you have to scroll to the bottom and then hit I agree? Because that one's annoying.
They're just
And
trying to do
sometimes
their
they
due
swap
diligence.
the
Like,
buttons around.
This is
maybe
where I'm gonna show
while
my
you're
age.
scrolling, you'll skim.
See, this is where I'm going to show my age. I actually read the damn things.
Look, I'm the most paranoid, like, thorough person ever, and I don't even read TOS for games
Dude.
because I'm not dumb. Like, if you're not dumb, it doesn't
Who came to the
matter.
stream first with the tinfoil hat? Okay.
You did. I actually don't even know how to make a tinfoil hat. This is just rolled up tinfoil. That's like all I did because I can't make one. I'm not paranoid enough, apparently.
If they just like highlighted the sections that they updated, I would read it instead of having to scroll through the whole damn thing and figure out what actually changed when they say they updated it.
If they voiced over the whole TOS with Phineas T. Rotostar, I would listen to it. I would listen to the whole thing twice and just laugh.
Can they pay Corey enough to do that? I don't know.
They walk into his office tomorrow like, "Hey Corey, we have a weird thing we want you to do."
Iron War would
I
be
feel like
another
that
good
happens to him on
story.
a daily basis.
That's
They
probably
need
true, actually.
By
That's
the way, if there are any Carbine people listening to the show, hire Iron Ore to do some of your voiceovers.
Iron Ore's voice is the best.
Oh, man. He cracks me up on a daily basis.
Yeah. You
So-
should legitimately.
That is our last little bit of news for this week, unless any of you guys have something that I missed, maybe, possibly?
Wildstar's awesome.
Okay, done. So, the
Moose,
last...
join Black Daggers.
So the very last thing is actually talking about why Old Man Blue is on with us this week and talking about all of the awesome things that Old Man Blue does. So,
I thought you just loved my face.
well, it's because I'm praying that I go salt and pepper instead of just straight gray that I wanted you on, really. It was
Hey.
like praying
You
to
know
the,
that's help
Don't
you,
hate
right?
the silver, man.
it was praying to the salt and pepper gods,
You need to
that
have facial
silver.
hair before you have to worry about your facial hair.
I'm not worrying about my facial hair. I'm worrying about up here.
You're gonna go bald.
I already have 3 gray hairs back here.
You're gonna go bald. You know that, right?
That's from sitting in that chair. That's where it's not getting enough air, oxygen back there, and the hair's going away on you.
So, Old Man Blue, tell us what you actually do, other than be a guest on our show. Tell everyone what you do.
I play video games. No, actually, I'm as you probably heard, I'm a retired disabled vet, and a few years back, when I was forced into early retirement, I almost ended up homeless, and it took them 2.5 years to finally get most of my money, straightened out and get me the financial help that I needed to be retired. So I got to see an ugly side of what happens to our veterans that I really didn't know existed. And from that point on, I decided that I was going to start champion for our homeless and at-risk veterans. At risk is veterans that are in danger of becoming homeless. And so we started going out and giving out all-day bus passes and meal vouchers to help our homeless and at-risk veterans, get to the VA, get to their doctor's appointments, get registered at the VAs, get to homeless shelters, get to the grocery stores, those type of things. Plus, also put a little bit of food in their stomach, because if you've ever been to a VA, you know you're going to be there all freaking day with nothing to eat. So we help them out with that. So, and it's kind of a strain. And I found out that people were getting on Twitch and they were doing charity drives. So I started up Gaming for Vets, hashtag Gaming for Vets. It's twitch.tv/old_man_blue. As you saw, there's some links going up for that. And what we do is, 6 days a week, I try to be on there streaming WildStar or whatever game I am currently playing, which right now is definitely WildStar. And you come in, you can make donations, you can make a subscription to Patreon, help us out. $5 gets them an all-day bus pass or, a meal ticket. And right across the street, we've got Jack in the Box, and they're matching the donations on that. $5 gift card from them turns into a $10 gift card. That's a whole freaking meal. If you've ever been to Jack in the Box, $10 is a lot of freaking food.
That's like 45 pounds of French fries.
Right? Or 200, tacos. So that's pretty much what we do, and none of the money that we make off of that I keep. Nothing comes to me. It goes to a separate account that I have a volunteer CPA who handles that account for me. And when we get ready to go by, I have a separate bank card that's used for that. So everything that you donate goes right to this cause.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Very awesome.
It really is.
So it was kind of funny because Moose, who is posting all of the show note stuff to you guys in chat, actually introduced me to Old Man Blue. He's like, you gotta meet Old Man Blue. You gotta watch his stream. He's really awesome. He's really great. And I hopped in and I've watched a couple times. And I tried.
Probably left.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm done. No. Yeah, no, so, and ripped his heart out. And no, so I saw him on there, and I immediately wanted to actually get him involved, and then I met him at the costume contest. Is that, I believe, you and I talked originally at the costume contest for Black Daggers? Yeah, so him and I talked, and I was like, hey, we have to get you on. I want to try to support this. I want to try to get your guys' name out. I mean, mind you, our audience is about this big. It doesn't matter.
So this Doc is gone. Do you have to be the self-deprecating one now, or like?
Yes, I'm.
Sorry, am I not doing enough of that? I'm not doing my job.
Doc most deprecating, Indigo second most deprecating, Krug just self-deprecating Krug. See how that works?
Yeah, because it's funny.
Have you guys even looked to see what our audience count is, by the way?
Yeah, our viewer count is like great this week. It's been going up.
I blame Old Man Blue. Well, that means he has to come on more often and harass me.
Maybe people are just into the new Doc. It's like the new Doc.
It's the hats. It's the hats.
Yeah, it's the tinfoil hats. Definitely, we're gonna have to make that a segment now. The tinfoil hat segment.
And Doc's fired.
Yeah, and Doc. Well, duh. I thought that was aware.
I just want to point this out to everybody before we end the podcast. I have to say this: Doc is actually in Skype with us right now, and he can hear
you ruined the match.
No, they will love this. He can hear every single thing we say, but he's muted, so we can't hear anything he says. I think it's the best thing in the world.
We can see him. We can see the gestures.
Great right now.
Yeah.
I need a GIF of that.
Everybody knows he's here. He's in the chat posting. It's not like a secret that he's being involved with this stream right now.
Wave and say hi.
Ruin the cameras.
And see, what'd be funny if I found out that I was simulcast broadcasting this, only showing a screen capture.
Oopsie.
So everybody can see Doc. Doc's like, oh, hell.
You put up our Skype chat. What if I had said something private?
You didn't.
I know, but what
that.
if I did?
You didn't.
But,
Shut up. Anyways, anything else, guys? I mean, if we have to keep talking. I mean, there's so much more going on in game.
There is. So, real quick, for those people that are on the fence about coming and checking out the game, it's free 10 days. We don't want your credit card number. Just come back in, play the game. Or if you did play the game before You have an existing account, you're going to get free 10 days too. Come check us out. The game has changed so much. It's not like the game was ever bad. May have been bad for you, but hey, give it another try. 10 days. Nobody's going to take money from you. It's check it out, see if you like it. We've got Protostar games. Amazing add-on. I mean, you can start this as low as what? Level 10?
The Academy is level 10.
Yeah, 10.
10. Yeah, the Academy is 10. This is going to teach you all the mechanics of the game that you could ever want to know. It's going to get you into a group, maybe make some new friends. People are saying, hey, there was nobody to play with. Make some friends. Talk to people. This is an MMO. It is a social aspect of the game. Come in and check it out. For those that have higher level characters, the story has expanded so much. We've gone into a whole new area, I'm not going to spoil anything, but a whole new storyline of what's going on with Drusera. That poor girl. It's like,
she's had a rough time of it.
Yeah.
She has. She's just that poor thing. And then there's the contracts. Oh my God, the contracts are so much fun and addictive as hell. Then we have the veteran ship hands.
Have any of you gotten the Tier 3 awards yet for either PvE or PvP? You
No.
did? Clover?
Not yet, no.
I'm a contract whore. I will eat the hell out of them.
I've seen what Moose has been getting out of contracts lately, and
Yeah,
I
Moose
got to
has
step
gotten
up my game.
At least two Tier 3 ability or Tier 3 rewards. I've only gotten Tier 2 on PvP, but it's so much fun and it adds so much. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's just dailies." Play it. Just do it. It literally changes. It's not dailies because it doesn't change. You're not going and getting these and going out and doing that quest. You get these, you do your normal quests that you would be doing, and it's additional rewards for doing them. So it's
And
just
if this
adding
12-year-old can do it, you can do it.
Exactly. If I can do it, you can do it.
Seriously, he's bad at the game, though. If you could do it, you really could do it. Like, it's
You're only saying that you're good because you're currently a medic, and we all know what's going on with those. To go into the chat, someone was
Currently,
actually...
medics have always been pleasantly OP.
They
No.
Yes.
You take that back, good sir.
Hey, I have
That's
a level
not true
50
at all.
medic, so
Take that. I'm just gonna say drop 2. Nope, not OP. 0.
Yes.
We don't talk
Okay,
about
he's-
drops too.
in
That
drop
was
drop
a-
2 doesn't exist.
In
kind of
heals.
like quarter 2. It's like drop 2. Both of those don't count towards life.
But I think everyone can agree that any MMO that has come out, whether it was the unnamed ones, or well, no, we did name them from 10 years ago, or any of the recent stuff, that launch and the first year is
Growing
rough.
pains.
There's because MMOs take way too much time and development. They always end up coming out a bit earlier than they probably should have. So now, being about a year later, this is a good time to get in. You missed a lot of the BS a lot of us launch folks and beta people had to deal with. And with so much of it having been ironed out, and especially now that contracts, we're getting hyped for over a year.
Oh my
Now-
god! Oh my god! Remember that? They're like, oh, and we're bringing contracts. All right, what is it? Oh, hey guys, don't forget about those contracts. I would love to forget about it. I would also like to know what it is. Well, we'll tell you about contracts soon.
And I love those notes. When they put those notes out and it said contracts in it, I was like, okay, what are they? We're not going to talk about right now.
Fuck you guys. Like, this is what they
It's
do.
like, a year later, they're like, oh, by the way, this is what contracts is. And it's like, oh, I actually did forget about those.
I said it so many more times. It was exactly what Indigo was saying. Like, hey guys, we're gonna bring out contracts. What are those? Nothing. Hey,
None.
but tell you we're gonna bring out contracts. Yeah, what are those? We're not gonna tell you just yet. But what we can tell you is that we're bringing out contracts. Oh, great! What are contracts?
And it's different.
We're still not gonna. It's a great idea. I like the contract idea. It's working out a lot. Apparently, PTR is up right now.
Here's a phrase you don't ever hear
that
anymore, and we need to hear more of this phrase when it comes to games, especially MMOs that come out. Growing pains.
Oh yeah.
People have seen. It's like past 7-8 years, people have forgotten that term, and that used to be a very common term. Now we don't hear it anymore, and it's like, well, it's probably because there hasn't been a great MMO come out in the past 7-8 years. And I did just say that.
No, I really do. Okay, I played Vanilla WoW all the way up until Pandera. I played Pandera. I have not played the newest expansion because I have WildStar. And I found myself going back to WoW because there wasn't anything out there to compete against it that I enjoyed. I went to Neverwinter for a while. I went to EverQuest. I tried all of these other MMOs. I even tried SEO, or ESO. Sorry about that. And it just nothing for me. Nothing clicked for me, and so I just kept going back to WoW because it was there. And I think the changes, and I swear I keep saying this every single drop, but this is the game that should have released. Like, this is where we are now, is what should have happened a year ago. And I keep saying I keep saying this every drop, and I hate saying it because I'm like, oh wow, this game got so much better, and then I'm like, well, I said that last drop. This is awesome. This is a progressive, positive movement that we're moving towards. You know, it's not just not additional content. It's flat out making things better. It is making things more pleasant, making the quest stuff more easily viewable, getting rid of entire sections like the Datacron, getting rid of that completely to make it simpler and easier for people to
Oh yeah, I'm so happy they did that.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I had a
such a more
Datacron
well-balanced
replacement
game.
add-on that broke completely when that happened, and it confused me so much. But
See,
I caught up.
That's what I explain to people now, is that, you know, WildStar has become such a well-balanced game. And something real quick I want to throw in there. It's pretty much WoW and Firefly got together and had a baby, and
Oh, yeah.
here it is.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
if you,
I would argue it was a three-way and Ratchet and Clank was involved somehow, but yeah, you're about spot on.
Wouldn't that be a four-way? Ratchet and Clank are two separate things.
you know what? One had a camera, so
I wasn't going to
you
get
figure
into
out which one had the
details,
camera.
but
You know, the game is so well-rounded now. Every type of play style, you know, fits into this game. If you like soloing, okay, like with any game, you're going to miss out on some of the content, but not something that's going to be game breaking. You can play through the entire story, you know, of the game and see all of it because of the new additions that they came out with via Drop 4. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be the guy that did the spoiler. But you can play through the entire story solo. I know. I've done it twice now, all the way to 50. Did all the way through solo because I wanted to see if that solo content was there. And it was, and it's beautiful. If you want to get more immersive and become more competitive, or you just enjoy being in a raid environment, this game's got it. If you want the small group feel, you've got it. If you want to do, you know, the crafting, the decorating, that kind of stuff, you want to do the RPing, everything that you would ever want out of an MMO, this game does truly have it now. Except for one thing.
I will.
And we all know what that one thing is that this MMO is missing, but they said they are working on it. They're addressing it.
Go for
You
it.
guys know what I'm talking about.
Say it.
do we?
PvP.
Yes, because I know someone will bring it up. I will make the argument because I remember playing WoW during the age of Nerf Warlocks. That this is just what happens. There's going to be one class that everybody hates. For a while it was warriors. For a while it's going to be medics. Maybe someday it'll be spell slingers. I want to be OP for like a little while. Everybody does. Okay, I said I can dream.
Did you set
I
up
can't-
that?
I can't. I can't hear that frequency. Okay.
Spellslingers have been
Sound
OP
only
many
dogs
times.
can hear.
The only time that Spellslingers aren't OP, and I'm saying this because I saw Doc sit down recently, is when Doc plays a Spellslinger.
Oh. Ouch.
Wait, do you mean me or Doc? Because I'm not that great.
No.
PvP is getting better. I think PvP is getting better, but it's not there yet.
It is definitely closer. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
enjoying
closer.
it. I'll be honest, I'm enjoying it. This is the thing is like, okay, so Krug and I play Smite a lot together. I get furious when we get face rolled. I hate it. I hate it. When I get my face stomped in on PvP in WildStar, I'm like, all right, next, let's do it again. Like, I'm ready. And I don't know if it's the way that the game
just
is.
you.
Do you? I can get face stomped like 10 times in a row in WildStar, and I'm like still good. Like Smite, it's like twice. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking done for the night. Like let's end this.
You better get control on this anger before you hit puberty.
Just gonna get worse. I will say this though is crafting also needs a lot of love in the game. It needs a lot more love than it has. I mean, crafting in WildStar has become basically pointless. I mean, there was a whole post on the official forums about how cooking means absolutely nothing. The fact that high tier, difficult things to make in WildStar are beat out by low cost items that you can buy by vendors. That's cooking, and that's off on its own. But I mean, items like armor, tailors, all of those guys, you know, there's 0 point of making the armor because the gear that's dropping, the weapons that are dropping are usually better, and it's not. It needs a lot of love. It needs reason to have those crafting things, and that's why a lot of people are architect, because it's cosmetic stuff that you're making, and it's stuff that you can either make money off of auction housing off of, or you can just make your house look really awesome, which a lot of people are doing. So crafting really needs some love.
I would like to see the crafting. I mean, if they don't at least bring it up to, you know, similar levels as you get in drops. I mean, I would still say that some of the really high-end drops still need to be high-end, above what you can do with crafting. But when you're getting the lower-end stuff and the crafting equivalent of that is, you know, just not balanced at all, yeah. So what I would like to see them do is make it more, you know, similar to what you were saying with, you know, technologists, make it more of a cosmetic thing. Have unique skins that can only be obtained through crafted armors, you know, crafted weapons. You know, have that, you know, make it something that's unique. You know, there are a lot of vanity people out there playing this game. This guy's one of them. If you've not seen Blue Angel, you don't get much more vain than her.
I would actually really enjoy seeing a each one of the classes, like the tailoring class, the armor smith. I would totally dig seeing all of those having a branch itself being costume specific, where
I'm just genuinely surprised there isn't, because that seems like, because architect can branch off to both housing and war plots. Why couldn't tailoring also? You can argue that's like a casual branch and a hardcore branch. I hate using those terms though.
Yeah, you.
I know I'm part of the problem, but why not have tailors, leather workers, everybody be able to make costumes as an optional branch for their highest tier of crafting? Because with customization being like as big a deal as Carbine seems to want it to be, that just seems like natural progression. But to be fair, like as far as crafting in MMOs goes, I've never found any game's crafting system to be particularly
Star Wars
engaging.
Galaxies.
Well, no, it's not the.
Played that.
It's not the actual action of crafting that I'm talking about. It's the equipment that you get. Like WoW, you had to get to the first tier of PvP. You had to find someone that tailored or made armor, because you were basically stomped unless you had that first tier, and that was to get you to the next level. I mean, it was basically impossible to get to do that, and we don't have that. You know, once you hit 50 and you've mastered your armor smith, it's pointless, because all of the gear that's dropped is already better than the top tier. Even pushing it to its limit and having like an 80% failure rate, it's still not as good as the gear that you're getting from drops.
Yeah.
But I'm going to digress. We can go further into the post show, but we definitely should end the show for our podcast listeners. We encourage anyone that does want to stay on. We will continue to talk, and we will be talking directly to you in the chat. So thank you very much, and we'll just do a quick wrap around. Old Man Blue, why don't you start us off? Give us your Twitter handle, where they can reach you, all that fun stuff.
Hey, all right. Well, it's super easy. Go to the twitch.tv/old_man_blue, and you'll find all my information there, information about our charity that we do. And other than that, WildStar is awesome. If you're not playing it, you need to be.
Awesome. Krug, why don't you go next?
You can reach me at strange_tales on Twitter, or if you'd like to send me an email. I love hearing about what you think about the show, things that we can do to improve. You can reach me by email at krug@qtimes.com. That's QUEUETIMES.com. And also, please do go check out Old Man Blue's charity, because honestly, like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen anyone do with a gaming community is just consistently take money from people and put it towards a wonderful cause like that. Like, that's just awesome. So, I mean, if it's something you want to support, please don't hesitate to click the links that we've posted many times that will also be in our show notes, and go check it out.
And Clover, why don't you round us off?
Post the link again.
AKA
Shoot.
Doc.
/Doc.
If you would like to reach the handsome devil who I am cosplaying as this evening, you can find him on Twitter at DocQT, or also on the Q Times website, and tell him you think he's been looking good. All that working out's been paying off. If you'd like to reach me, I am at CloverWS on Twitter. That is Clover spelled with a K instead of a C.
Awesome. And you also might notice that Doc has not been hanging out in the Southern California sunlight because he's gotten slightly paler.
I don't know, he's always looked kind of pale to me.
And I am Indigo. You guys can reach me on Twitter at IndigoJonesQT. And just like Krug, please shoot me an email if you guys have any comments, concerns, questions, you want to see us improve, you have ideas that you want us to start doing, please send it to us. And you can reach the entire STOS group by emailing stos@qtimes.com. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great night.
Bye.